Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Order our scented beard oils and beard balms to help you maintain and grow the perfect beard. Order today. Try our men's care products like the full body exfoliating cleansing bars, body wash, smooth stash, and more. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. We're your luxury but affordable men's care line. And remember,
Rugged is the new smooth.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another great episode of our Smooth Club Podcast, the show where everyday men discuss everyday topics. I'm your guy, Arrington Gavin, and with me I have my bro, Mr. Jonathan Jones, my other bro, Mr. Rock Fox, and then my other bro, Mr. Zach Johnson.
Brother man.
Y'all my bros. How you guys doing?
Bro man from the fifth floor.
You know bro man from the fifth floor.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Rock, let's I like that outfit. I like
Oh,
that outfit. I like
yes.
that outfit.
Black-owned fashion designer by the name of My Own Skin Boutique. My Own Skin Boutique.
Cloth talk.
She's out of Winston-Salem. Very beautiful lady who has streetwear for men and women.
Obviously,
Wow.
Rock got a ton of sponsors because you saw you remember that, y'all know.
Yeah.
I love it.
Man, she's a good spirit, man. She's a good spirit. So I just wanted to show her.
Absolutely. Well, hey, keep black-owned businesses. You got to support.
Sure.
We have so many great creators out there that are killing it. I remember meeting three retired old men. They have the laundry detergent called True Detergent. It's the first ever black-owned laundry detergent brand. I'm just like, out of here. And I mean, good stuff too. So I met them when I was at Atlanta at this conference. So it started focusing me on, like, you know what, I gotta always support black-owned. Have to. But fellas, look, we got a great show, awesome show. I'm very excited to have on Patrick Riddick. Patrick is a choir director, musician, pastor. He's also the star of Netflix hit show Voices of Fire. Now, if you
Wait, you say he a pastor? You didn't tell me that before we got on.
Oh.
You didn't tell me that part. You didn't tell me that.
I want to surprise you. Surprise! But he's one of the most chillest guys I know, man. Again, star on Voices of Fire. It was a Netflix music show where actually Pharrell's uncle, who's a pastor out in the Norfolk, Virginia area, and he wanted to do wanted to put together like a 50-person choir, right? And he had a few people to help him as far as gather up the great singers, and the person that was the choir director was Patrick. And I mean, it just showed all the great music talent in Hampton Roads. For one, we were on Netflix, so I was like, holy crap, we on Netflix, this is dope. And he killed it, man. But before that, Patrick has worked with some of the great churches in the Hampton Roads area. He's worked alongside Hezekiah Walker, Ricky Dillard. I mean, all the greats, man. He's a sharp dude, and I'm excited to have him on, talk about his career. But fellas, what to start off? I want to kind of talk about a recap, the great work Pharrell has done in the community, and the reason why, because I'm tying into Patrick. Him and Pusha T, they said that Something in the Water is going to be now in the DC area, right?
Yeah, man.
And so I always just
I'm going. Oh yeah, I'm going.
I remember like it was yesterday. I remember when JJ was like, "Hey, look, bro, we gotta go to this fest. And I've never been to a festival at all. Never been to a festival. And I said, well, hey, it's a once in a lifetime thing. Let me do this because I've never seen I saw the lineup. You had Diddy, you had Usher, you had Snoop, you had Pharrell and Friends. You don't know who that could be. Right. So you had all these great people coming, and I was like, count me in. And it was, I think, what was it, Jay? It started off as like a 3-day event. First day got canceled. He also did like a free event for the community, pop-up church. Yeah. So he had top gospel artists that come, and it was just such an awesome time. For Hampton Roads, it was an awesome time to see what Pharrell brought the revenue to Hampton Roads.
Man.
Let's talk about that because
Millions.
Pharrell, the Virginia Beach really didn't want Pharrell. They didn't want that to happen. They were talking so much of, oh God, it's gonna be arrests, it's gonna be crime, it's gonna be this and that. And it turned out to be the opposite. It turned out to be a $27 million benefit for you.
And they also Gotham City.
They played They played that dirty angle too. They thought that the beach was gonna be trash. They thought the boardwalk was gonna be all messed up. But to tell you the truth, people stayed after the event, regular civilians, to pick up the trash and help clean up the beach.
And it was peaceful for the most part.
It was peaceful.
It wasn't a single event.
Time, not a crime. I mean, if you think about now, you hear about crime all the time having the oceanfront, right? You hear about crime, stupid stuff happening all the time. But during that event, not a thing because the community wanted this to happen. They wanted this to succeed. So we were behind Pharrell 110%. First day got rained out, but he still had a 2-day and it was successful.
And the fact that he gave us our money back for the first day too was
true. And
a lot of times they don't do that, man.
I like to remember.
Was the Sunday event always planned, or did that happen because of the rain?
It was already planned. I think.
So it was originally gonna be 4 days technically.
It was gonna be 3. So the very first day got canceled, but the 2 days continue.
So that Sunday was part of the. Okay. I thought that was extra.
He already had that planned, but it was again the show still went on and they killed it. I mean, we saw what Diddy, we saw Snoop, we saw freaking Jay-Z surprised everybody. Everybody went crazy, and it was funny because we had stars that weren't performing, but that was in attendance. I mean, the lead singer of the Foo Fighters, David Grohl, was there. Oh God, it was a.
Magoo performed too.
You said who?
Missy Elliott.
Missy Elliott performed.
Yeah.
Everybody performed, man. It was just a great time. It was a feel good time, and I remember we were in the crowd. First of all, my body was aching like hell because we drank so much. we had a routine. We rented what was it? I can't even say the damn word.
Airbnb.
I was about to say R&B. Airbnb. And it was about like 11 or 14 of us.
My house was closer than Airbnb
exactly,
was.
It was crazy.
I was like, we're going backwards.
We had to put the whole table was more filled with this and just like freaking snacks. It's like, okay, boom. We wake up. One of us paid for the Uber heading down there. The other person paid for the Uber coming back. And we had a little routine going on. We pre-gamed at one spot. Then we hit the beach.
I didn't even drink at the place.
When that happened, I lived in Virginia Beach during that time.
Oh, wow.
So, we didn't have to drive.
Oh, so did you make some money? Because everybody was like trying to Airbnb. Like, look, you can camp out in my backyard for about.
No. I'm not having nobody in my crib like that.
People were making money now. People were making money. Hotels up in their prices, man. They were making.
I come back, my weed stash. I ain't got time.
Look, come from a guy that takes ties, huh? It's not that pretty, huh? When it's on you, huh? Not yet. I'm just messing with you, but no, it was an awesome time, and I wanted to bring that up just because we have Patrick coming on, man, who's worked alongside with Pharrell, and Pharrell has continued to just bring so much goodness to the area. Yet the city doesn't give it to him in return. Hence why the freaking festival was in DC. And,
what was words he said? If the city
toxic energy.
if they acted as much as they did to get the concert or the festival back, like they did. Like what was it? I'm trying to get it exact right so I don't mess it up.
What were you saying, Zach? No.
Probably in reference to like the police department.
Right. So he was saying that the way that the police department and the community, as far as like political standpoint, they reacted to the sound of the festival not happening. And he said he wished they reacted the same way when he found out that his cousin was killed.
Absolutely right.
Like he wished they put the same wheels in motion to see what they can do better when that happened. But when he said that festival wasn't happening, then everybody was like, wait.
Because pockets weren't being greased at that time. And when it initially happened, small businesses on the oceanfront was like, oh God, I don't want this to happen. And then after the event was over, they're like, I wish it can happen every Saturday. Because no one goes to the oceanfront to the shops there because it's strictly for the beach. Once the season's over, y'all ain't making money. So I mean, this was perfect for you guys. And like you said, he did not care for the fact that they did not put as much energy as they did for his cousin, who JJ and I knew. We went to school with Donovan, and we found out much like that's right. I mean, so we have not. They didn't bring out like as far as the results of that case like almost a year past. It felt like it was so long.
It was sketchy, man.
It was ridiculous.
I don't understand like why they would think that he would be bluffing. Like
right
when he said he's not gonna, I knew he wasn't gonna have it here. And then once they said it was in DC, they were all shocked. It was like, what are you shocked about?
Did they not know that the guy was his cousin? Did that information come out after the fact?
It really came up, I think, after Pharrell had started.
It came out days after he died.
Like, yeah, and then on top of that too, Pharrell, he did a farm at Norfolk State, and he was just saying, you know, if Hampton Roads don't want to benefit financially, because I'm all about green. I don't care if you blue, I don't care if you red. I'm all about green right now. I'm trying to bring revenue, bring activities here in the area, whether it's opening venues, whether it's opening skate parks, whether it's bringing festivals here. That's what I'm trying to do. Because let's be real, Hampton Roads is very last place in a lot of stuff. I'm just saying, like, we're either gonna go to DC, Richmond, or Florida. We're not having it here. Yeah, we got the freaking Scope, we got the Coliseum, but
the potential is crazy though.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's gonna be set back another 10 years probably. Now that that was literally open door right there, and they messed that up. So now
they messed it up completely.
To even probably get to talk to him again about anything.
What's our potential now? Is 420ish, where we had Rick Ross,
and that didn't even have a lot of a big turnout. I mean, it was. I heard the mayor say it was a success, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna continue to do it. But in which honestly, I think a lot of people were hesitant because it was in Portsmouth.
It was in Portsmouth.
So I mean, hell, guilty. I was like, I wanted to go. I'm like, where? Oh, damn! I have something going on that day too.
Don't talk about my hometown.
Oh, my bad. Hey, I need some assistance. But anyway,
Power Rangers on it. You saw the Chico Bean?
No.
You didn't?
I didn't see that.
He was going in on Portsmouth.
Was he really?
You didn't see the video?
I didn't see the video.
Y'all saw it? I'll show it to y'all later. He was I think he was at the Scope or Ted Concert Center, and he was like, Norfolk real nice. That little block that y'all got downtown, that's nice. And he said, so y'all had 163 shootings. He's like, I'm gonna hurry up and get these jokes out. And then he was like, Portsmouth. He was like, y'all need the Power Rangers out there. He's like, if I was a police, I wouldn't even be working out there.
I think, that was the day where there was a shooting in the mall that day too.
See, and we
because I met B. Simone in the airport that we were on the same flight.
So why are all these celebrities in the 757, but we are like, that's what I'm saying. We got so much potential. We got so much potential. When you can find the talent plus like the local talent plus the artist who comes through here to perform.
And that's the crazy thing. I was watching an interview Plaxico Burress was having. He was just talking about all the first round athletes, first pick. Excuse me. He was talking about football. He was talking about basketball, and that's just athletes alone. But then we go on to musicians, and then we spoke before the show. We go on comedians. We have so many talented people that come out of the area. Some that currently live in the area. Some that are moving to the area. I mean, it's insane that we have all this talent, but yet we don't have a sports team, a pro sports team. We got semi-pro, but we don't have a pro sports team. We don't have any great, we had a festival, but we lost it. How the hell you lose a festival? Ain't that embarrassing though?
A successful festival.
Exactly.
It's not even like it didn't go good.
Like what if the Coachella said, oh, we're not having it.
Yeah, what? We're not going to do it here. We're going to go to Colorado.
I mean, like, how embarrassing is that? But
it's legendary for everybody who went for the first year though.
That is true.
It is, man. But I was like, damn. I'm like, is this like a Freaknik festival? Like, remember, like when I remember one of my old cousins was talking about, Freaknik in Jordan, man. They had it, but it got canceled like the day after, and they tried to bring it back. But,
bruh, I was on Twitter not too long ago, and one of the police officers had an obscene picture. I don't know if y'all saw that, whatever. And they just brought it back, and I think last thing I saw, he was in jeopardy of his job. And this was back in like the 90s. Oh. When a picture went viral where he was, it was crazy, man. Receipts.
Oh my gosh. I tell you, that's what it is. Receipts. Please don't record nothing. Yeah. Don't record nothing.
That's all people want to do nowadays. Just record.
Everything that goes down. Hold that thought. Yeah, hold that thought. Man. That's crazy. Well, look, fellas. First I want to bring on our guests. Before that, of course, we gotta thank our sponsors, Ingenious.
Let's pay the bills.
Hey, gotta pay the bills. Ingenious Gin, black-owned, veteran-owned gin. Reggie and Lawrence, they're doing their thing with that rose gold gin. You can find it anywhere whether it's your local liquor stores or ABC stores, or you can go on their website, ingeniousgin.com. We truly appreciate their support of our Smooth Club podcast. Of course, Shoe Crazy Wine. for all you wine connoisseurs out there. You want a good white, want a good red, one of those good ones. You know, they.
That's how I know that his drink is kicking in, because he don't act like this the first episode. The first episode of the day, it don't sound so smooth. Want some of that white? Want some of that red?
You know, I'm just having so much fun with my friends, man. We got Patrick Ritter coming on. We got a good show today, man. But yeah, Shoe Crazy Wine, Gwen Hurd and her daughter, man, mother and daughter team, killing it in the wine game, and now they're entering in the spirits with a whiskey, a moonshine, and a vodka. So they're killing it. Based out in Richmond. And of course, Dapper Luke collection. Dapper Luke, if you want to get a great custom suit going on, be sure to support him by going to his website, dapperlukecollection.com, or of course follow him at Dapper Luke Collection on all social medias. If you're in the Hampton Roads area, you can go to his showroom over in Virginia Beach, off of Holland Road, 3574 Holland Road, Suite 200, and he'll get you all sharp. So we truly appreciate those who support the show where everyday men discuss everyday topics. This is season 4, man. I still can't believe right now this is season 4. Like JJ, I mean, I remember the first freaking episode we had. I was struggling. I mean, we were talking on conversation. I'm like, is that good? No.
I watched those episodes. Y'all had like no dimension. Y'all
didn't ask for your opinion, but there's
no death. There's no death.
So I said, look, y'all was shit season 4. Let me say that. Season 1 was off. But you know, we've grown. We got a great lineup of fellas here. You know, great conversation, great guests. One of them we're about to bring on. So.
I'm a master of my mind. Manipulate the masses with motivation to move. This is the only chair I'll volunteer to sit in. Spinning and spinning. Each loop past the mirror, I see a better me. In true destiny, confidence is key, so these 2-week cleanups won't be memories. Hey barber, do you think it's possible to reshape the temple that holds my thoughts? Shape up in the hub makes me bold my walk, cause sometimes a lineup could be your savior. Do you think it's ironic that I can monetize my work when I stick to the master plan and get my taper? No more thoughts of getting burned by the system, and this new product doesn't burn my taper. Thank you. Let's normalize uncovering our bodies from that sheet, and we look stunning when it comes off, cause we are masters of our mind. Manipulate the masses with motivation to move. Each cut allows more and more room to grow.
Without further ado, we're going to bring on Mr. Patrick Ritter. Let's bring him.
Come on, everybody, put your hands together. Come on, just clap your hands. Come on. Hey! Come on. Yes, sir. The Lord is greatly and greatly to be praised. We come to celebrate Jesus. The song says, clap your hands, all you people, and shout unto God with the voice of triumph for the Lord Most High. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, come on and clap your hands with me. Come on, just clap your hands. Just shout out to God. That's it. Sing your praise up.
Awesome. So we're so honored to have Patrick here. Look, Patrick, I want to give a little bit about your bio first. Let's see. Immersed in the choral excellence as a leader, teacher, and director, he serves as the Virginia 2nd Jurisdiction State Minister of Music and Church of God in Christ. I said,
man, you really about to read all of that?
No. I'm just naming a few. I'm looking at the hints. You know what? This man is one of the great musicians out of Hampton Roads.
I don't even want to hear.
Hey, that is a first right there. When the guest said, please don't say all that stuff about me. Please don't say all that stuff. So Patrick is an amazing musician, choir director. If you see, if you're looking at him, you're like, wait a minute, he looks familiar. So he was a star on the hit music show on Netflix called Voices of Fire.
First of all, nobody looks familiar in a bucket hat. Everybody looks different.
There we go.
It's summertime, man. I'm giving my summer. Give my summer.
There we go. But yeah, Voices of Fire hit music show based out of here, where you were one of the judges and the choir directors. He's also toured and works alongside musicians like Hezekiah Walker, Ricky Dillard. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And I mean, I've seen him in many of the great churches here in the area, killing the stage. Has an amazing voice as well as an amazing director. I mean, you directing like 50 plus people in a choir, which is I gotta talk about that. But ladies and gents, Mr. Patrick Riddick. Patrick Riddick in the building. Patrick, what's going on, sir?
Man, look, I'm just trying to find a way to enjoy this summer and not be working too hard.
Because you are working hard. I'm over here seeing all the posts you post. Like, look, I'll be here. You literally in 1 week, I feel like it's been like 10 concerts.
That has happened.
That's crazy.
Oh man,
that's crazy.
2 weeks ago, I was in Baltimore 3 times in the same weekend.
Good. Wow.
Baltimore and home. Baltimore.
He sound like he can sing.
I know, right? You hear that?
That sounds soulful.
Let me tell you something. Hey, Patrick got them boys that make you cry sometimes. Like, I need to do better with my life.
Gotta do better.
Yeah. But you are Patrick. I mean, I'm just joking about that. You are a truly talented, one of the top musicians out of Hampton Roads, man. I truly mean that. I mean, I remember when I think you, when my family said, "Yeah, I remember Patrick. He was a choir at Pleasant Grove, at I mean, like I said, all the top churches in the area that is known for their music. This guy right here. So I mean, the fact that when I first saw you on Voices of Fire, it was funny. So I was out of town with my fiance over in South Carolina, and her mom was watching a music show on Netflix. I'm like, oh, what's that you watching? And I started seeing like a lot of people auditioning for something. I'm like, what's another music show? What is this about? And I started seeing where they were from, like Chesapeake, Norfolk, Virginia. Like, hold up, this is Hampton Roads. And they started doing a sky view of like the area. I'm like, that's Hampton Roads. What? We're on Netflix. And then I see this guy. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, hold up. This is awesome. It was such inspiring. I was still on the Something in the Water high. And then seeing him on Netflix, I'm like, this is just it was amazing. How did it feel? Well, first of all, how did you feel when you got the call to say, hey, look, we got a show going on?
I didn't know it was going to be that way at first.
Wow.
The initial call was really to be a judge and to help my family, Bishop Williams, and them put a choir together. And of course, Pharrell being the visionary that he is, he took that one small initiative, and before I knew, he's like, yeah, we're gonna have some cameras come in and just tape, and I said, yeah, and then we did that. He was like, yeah, and I'm gonna pitch it to Netflix, and Netflix is gonna pick it up, so we need y'all to sign this, and we need to see y'all here this time. This is like, dang. What?
First of all, he didn't just say I'm going to pitch this to Sky 4 or 2, but I'm going to Netflix, the top tier streaming service right now.
When you got the juice, you can do that. I wish I could call. I've been on the show and I still can't call Netflix right now. For real, that dude.
But just seeing that happen though. I mean, of course, how did it feel? How did the change in your career? I mean, you were already very successful because you were working alongside with Hezekiah way before Netflix. So you were already very accomplished. So how did it feel? Like with the change, enjoying the high on
it really added another layer of authentication, validation, the whole 9 yards. Because I'm gonna keep it a stack. When it comes to gospel music, gospel music, in my opinion, has been the most influential genre of music ever. Like if it was rock and roll, if it's jazz, if it's R&B, whatever it is, everybody got their influence from gospel music, right? However, it's the most underpaid.
Underrated.
That's gonna lead to my question. That's what I'm gonna let you.
So being able to do this show on a pop level with the Pharrell, what it did for me was it made me known internationally. I don't know when I'm gonna get down there, but I gotta get to Brazil because in Brazil, they hit me up like I'm Michael Jackson. It just did that. And so another thing is, coming up locally on the gospel scene, you got some that will respect you, but then you got so many people, I hate to use the term, but they really will hate on you, and they'll go out of their way to try to make you feel like you're not doing anything. So now this Netflix show come out, and it's like, yo, I'm on the football field, my ball, and I'm just like, boom. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't say nothing now. Like,
absolutely
I've
right,
been on
absolutely
Netflix,
right.
you know, so for that, I'm truly grateful and thankful. You know, there were a lot of outdoors that was shut in my face. But after doing this show and it came out, then them calls started circling. They were circling the block, you know. Now I could have been dumb and be like, no, I don't. No, I'm like, yeah, I'll take it. I'll still take it, you know. So that's what it did for me.
That's crazy. We about to say Rock.
There you go.
Okay. First of all, you know, if you feel yourself getting a little bit warmer, because it's my fault, I apologize. The devil be working. So you mentioned it. Gospel is one of the most underpaid genres when it comes to music. When it comes to anything as far as media, digital media wise, it's very underlooked. With you having the skills that you have, you can very easily transcend to another genre. Why haven't you? Because I'm not gonna lie. I started in the church.
Yeah.
And then them bills hit me.
Yeah.
And then I understood that maybe church funny ain't gonna work just right.
Right. No, that's really real. I always been in church, always loved gospel music. In middle school, I could definitely be found in the hallways of church in the middle school, singing Jodeci, doing little Drew Hill, you know, the girls are screaming and hollering. But at the end of the day, I'm a realistic person. I know where my lane is, where I'm most effective. And Pat, as an R&B artist, it probably would be a little corny. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a church boy at its core. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what my passion is. That's what I enjoy. You know, so I can honestly say, I still have my day job at Norfolk State. Been there 17 years. I don't do the gospel music thing for the money, but it would be good to be compensated better than. So it's underpaid, but that's why I just didn't go over.
Then I want to ask a question. Why do you think it's underpaid? I mean, I kind of do, but I want to hear from a music perspective.
I think just from my experience, it's just an internal thing, man. You know, and I hate this because it's kind of like I'm putting the church on the front street. I ain't gonna lie, you know, but I'm a realist. Anybody know me, I'm gonna keep it a stack. Sometimes we don't treat each other.
Ooh, be careful.
Good.
Be careful. Watch the toes.
I mean, it is what it is.
I mean, like how you just said,
we
you
do
talking
that.
about how people around here they hating on you.
Yeah, you know, if we put a concert out right now, if it's a concert, if I do a ticketed event, you're gonna find more people in the church trying to find a way to sneak in the back door or get a hookup. They don't want to pay the money, but if we R&B artists and we down in Nova, if the ticket is $150, you're gonna pay it no question.
No question.
Or even if I get booked right now, things are hot. Got a new single out, Jesus With Me, by the way, you know, all that kind of stuff. You still get promoters that'll call and be like, yeah, I want Pat and the choir to come. But then they'll try to lowball you or try to play you as to why they shouldn't pay you what you're worth. You know what I'm saying? So you get a lot of calls that come in. Transportation is high, gas is high. You moving an 80-voice choir, go figure that's gonna run me probably $6,000 just to get them from here to Charlotte. But a promoter will call and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna give y'all $2,500. Well, who's supposed to make up the rest? Why am I paying money to come to sing for you? You know, so all that has a play in gospel is, you know, it's everywhere.
It's you could be a different mindset because what I'm thinking in my head is just the factor that in gospel music, a lot of people feel like, okay, I can't be as open and as freely. It's a strict point because we're in the church, right? So when you rarely see a lot of gospel related reality shows because it takes it away, right? You see, we had Sunday Best, which was great, but if you see judges arguing, they try not to do that compared to like American Idol or America's Got Talent. You see when Snoop Dogg did a gospel album, now whoa, it got mad. It brought so many added numbers, which is good because I mean he's bringing in the
Kanye West won best gospel album of the year,
and his whole album was full of remakes. There was not one new song on that whole album.
And
he killed it.
That's where I'm like, is it the fact that is it a strict genre? Like, is there artists like, oh, if I listen to gospel, I gotta be really straightforward. I'd rather listen to R&B where it's like, boom, they're talking about sex, they're talking about drinking, they're talking about partying, whether hip hop, same what country just talking about daytime drinking. So it's like everybody drinking regardless in the genre. And in gospel, it's like you got, you know, straightforward, keep your, you know, everything sharp and just like strict. So do you think it's like, does that interfere? Is that another reason why it's kind of like a less? not a last place, but like a very underrated, unrecognized genre? Because
I think because of the way we treat each other, number one, and then number two, the stigma is that it's because it's for the Lord that should not be. But that doesn't make sense.
Because I'm such a big fan of, I didn't even cut you off.
No,
but say guys like Kurt Franklin, right? Kurt works alongside artists outside the genre.
Yeah.
I've seen Kurt and his wife, like if I'm watching the Grammys, boom, they front row, right at the Grammys.
Because he's trying to eat.
Yeah. And he's really good friends with Kanye.
Talk more. Explain.
He's trying to eat. At the end of the day, in gospel, if you're only going to do gospel and if you're only going to surround yourself around other gospel people, then 9 times out of 10, you will not eat. And that's just it. Kurt, at the end of the day, say what you want. He's a businessman. Yeah. And we got to learn to know the difference between what's industry and what's ministry. He's about ministry, but he's in the industry too. Bills got to be paid.
Absolutely. I mean, he's one. I mean, seriously, like I'm backtracking one of his like great. I can't remember the song, but he did it with of course Tamla Mann she had a solo.
Yeah.
R. Kelly had a solo. Bono from U2 had a solo. Mary J. Blige. Like you rarely see that a lot when it comes to gospel as far as collaboration.
When someone try to DJ Cali gospel music.
Oh gosh.
I'm not studying these people. I get my opportunity. I want to do something with Tweet so bad.
Oh,
really?
Yes.
Yes.
That's that's one of my favorite R&B singers, and I would proudly have her on one of my albums and wouldn't care what these people had to say.
Big facts.
And like you said, a lot of these artists
with Missy in there.
Yeah,
I'm serious because a lady
Man.
But it's true because, like you said earlier, like a lot of the artists, they start off. I mean, Whitney Houston, one of the greatest voices, started in the church. I mean, how many people we know that start? James Brown, I believe, started in the church. Everybody, a lot of people started in the church. When they hear that soulfulness, they're like,
it's church.
It's church.
I was started in the church. I started as a church choir. That was my first time ever on stage.
Yeah, solo.
I was the junior choir director.
Come on here, junior choir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, then I started telling jokes.
Junior choir.
Yeah, I started telling jokes. Wow. It started getting warm in that church, boy.
Yeah, he's a vampire brick. When he comes inside the church, like,
let me make this quick.
Well, do you feel the pressure, since you are in the church and everything, to uphold a certain image? Or are you just like, look, y'all gonna take it or leave it? I'm gonna be myself.
Good question.
How is that?
I choose not to look at it that way. The image that I uphold is the best of Patrick Riddick.
That's what's up.
I just started my own church, Liberation Fellowship, and it's really all about being free in your mind. It's not about being perfect. You can't be perfect. You never will be perfect. It's just about being disciplined.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you look at any religion in the world, it's just about a discipline. Right. If you're into Islam, I mean, it takes discipline not to want a pork chop sandwich.
Exactly. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But for whatever reason in Christianity, they make everything mystical when it's not. So you have a lot of people that feel like, I'm never gonna be able to measure up. I'm never gonna meet that standard. So I'm not coming or I'm not gonna do it. So I feel what God has given me is to be practical, in application.
That's how you stand.
Yeah. Show people, no. It's really, this is what it is. He knew you before you were formed. Exactly. He already knew how you were gonna jack up. He knew you were gonna say that. He knew you were gonna do this. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. I try to be the best person I am. You know what I'm saying? As an elder, a whole ordained elder. I had a daughter out of wedlock, wasn't married anywhere. But I didn't put my head down or hide or climb down to let the church make me feel bad.
I sinned, now I gotta walk away.
I showed them that as a man of God, I'm gonna show you how to be the best father I can be. Right. And I ain't letting nobody outdo me because that speaks volumes more than me being a Christian and having her and trying to hide her or whatever, we think that we got to do in church. That's not church. That ain't God.
Have you hit any walls as far as people in ministry that looks at you different because of stuff like that?
They very well may, but if anybody know me, first of all, I'm from P-Town. Hey. I don't care. At its core, thank God I'm praying today because tomorrow I might say, come outside and then say what you want to say to me. I don't care. You don't pay my bills. Yeah. When I'm down, I need somebody to talk to. You can't depend on these people. The people that have the most things to say typically are the people that would never do anything for you to help you anyway. So why
least amount to contribute.
Why can't?
But that's so dope because with you being in that type of leadership position in the church or, you know, really in society in general, you know, people look to you like he's real like that. And like, okay, that type of lifestyle is attainable because somebody that's real and able to be that vulnerable and just like, look, I'm human. You know, that's gonna resonate with a lot of people.
Well, and I'm glad you brought that up, Zach, because like, see, like, on the episode, in season 1, I brought up like a conversation as far as like, do we forget that pastors are people too and human too? And it was because at the time it was a viral post of Jamal Bryant, based out of Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
And well-known minister, huge audience, and he was at a hookah. He was called a hookah bar, smoking a hookah, and I'm like, I'm sorry, is that like, are you supposed to shun him for that?
Right.
I mean, I didn't have anything wrong, but a lot of people, oh my God. But he's one of those pastors that's very outspoken. Right. He will speak on, you know.
No, he absolutely will.
Very, very outspoken.
Absolutely will.
He, you know, for one, his ex-wife, who I believe he got back, was in reality TV. He's spoken a lot heavenly when it comes to issues in our society and in our culture, politics. He talks about it all at the pulpit, where a lot of people are like, keep that out. No, you have to speak, because a lot of ministers in the past are activists. They are very heavily involved in the community. Correct. So hearing you say this is just like, that's what I'm talking about, because we live in such a universal world where you know, a lot of people are shunned away from the church, and that people that were probably born in the church they found who they are, and now they want to go back, but they're looked upon as differently. So it's like, I haven't even been able to talk to my family because of what I'm doing. I can't even I'm shunned from everybody. And I'm glad hearing you saying, you know, just, you know, I mean, we're having a conversation, and, you know, we enjoying drinks, and what a pastor right now. I'm just saying we're having a great time, and it's just, this is kind of like the narrative with our Smooth Club. What I want to continue to show is just that, hey, changing the narrative. We gotta step back from the past and learn from those, and then, you know, talk about the future. So I'm having fun right now. So what's next? What do you have going on right now, Patrick? Because I know, like you said, you've been on tour many times. Well, I'm not ending this off. Matter of fact, I want to talk about working alongside Hezekiah Walker. Okay. That's one person, or just some of the top artists that you have worked with in your career.
So definitely right now with Hezekiah Walker, big ups. I mean, I know many people see him as Hezekiah Walker and Love Fellowship and all that, but he's another cat that is like down to earth, all about the community, all about people, and really making an impact and changing this community. And so I thank God for him. I just signed with him last year.
Wow.
Hez House Entertainment / RCA Inspiration. And he came to me maybe about 3 years prior, and I was like, nah, because I was working on something else with another label that didn't go through. I had to humble myself, and I called him. I was like, Bishop, I got this record I need to put out. Like, is this deal still on the table? He was like, for sure. Single just came out Good Friday. Jesus Is With Me. And I'm working on the full album now. It'll be out August 19th. Wherever music is sold. And that is titled Jesus Is With Me. So it's been really, really cool. Just a great person, businessman. Once again, besides the music, anything that I learned from him is just learning how to live well and to really make your money work for you.
You know, I come with the heat.
Come with the heat.
So, all right, this you have a lot of success coming your way, and that you've already done. Are you single?
Yes, I am single. I am single.
So I asked you this question before cameras. I asked him this question before cameras was going. This is a very successful man sitting next to me, right? And his future is almost endless of the possibilities. Same way with you. You moisturize. I can tell your skin is shiny right now. you don't look crazy. You dress okay. You're doing good career-wise. How do you find a woman that is not what some of us like to call city girls? How do you stay away from the temptation of...
Especially in the church. Let's be real.
Right.
Let's be real.
How do you find someone and then you're in the church the way you are and you have this image of you being who you are?
Pastor, I made this pie for you. No,
Come on now. I know it's a lot of pie making things in your DM.
Mac and cheese casserole for days.
It's a lot of pie everywhere. You know, but on some real, you know, I'll be 45 in November. It's just one of them things when you know better, you do better. like what I fell for in my 20s and 30s, I ain't falling for in my 40s now. You know what I'm saying? And I do have a lot working and a lot going. And if I choose to do that, that's what I choose to do. But as far as dating and all that kind of stuff, which I'm very interested in, I'm just very selective and cautious how she comes. You know, is she really going to add to me? Because at this point, I've done all this by myself. So I can tell pretty much if you come in because, you know, she's Sheila Tucker singing for her supper versus she's coming trying to add to me, because I do believe, you know what I'm saying, well, where I am, I've done good. But if I find that right woman to really team with, it's a wrap. So I'm just peeled out looking for that.
It sounds good to say out loud, but you gotta understand times are different now, where even your generation of women move completely different than, say, 20 years ago, the 40-year-old woman. The 40-year-old woman now has 10,000 followers. The 40-year-old woman now is not brand ambassador.
Well, let me say, I don't even want no 40-year-old woman.
There's a whole bunch of women out here.
I may be 45, but I don't.
And in the 40 category.
Y'all go ahead.
Have you ever been with a man that's on Netflix?
I heard on Netflix.
Nah.
Oh, that's good.
I need a little younger energy. That's all.
Hey, we've seen you on the stage. Where does the energy come from? For one, because I mean, I'm just saying, you do. You don't know.
It's definitely it's definitely changing. I'm finding myself now having to spend more time jogging and watching what I eat. You know, it's crazy because it's literally like a light switch. It's like one day I felt invincible, you know, and just energy from anywhere. I could do anything. I could direct, and I would do 3 concerts in the evening. And now, man, I do one thing and I'm limping, I'm hurting. I go to a chiropractor, you know what I'm saying? All this kind of stuff. And so I really have to take care of myself now. It comes, but it just doesn't come as easy. Time does bring about a change.
That's crazy. Another question as well, you know, being that you're a choir director, you worked with with choirs more than 50 people.
That's a lot of different personalities.
Yes. How do you manage that? Because you have to split them up between, I think, voice tones and, you know, just how do
you gotta love people, number one. And for me, honestly, it's almost like you gotta love people. There, 20 some years with my choir, and I was in charge of my first choir when I was 10.
Wow.
That was like the summer of 85, 86, somewhere around there. Jeez. So you got to imagine from there to now, there have been some times where it's been some like,
you know, them grown people looking at the 10-year-old, I'm not listening to this 10-year-old.
You know, you find a way to make them respect you, but it's almost like your favorite video game or a good chess game or something that's challenging to you. To me, like, that's my passion. That's what really gets me, is trying to figure people out and really getting them to do what I want them to do.
See, that's what pushed me away. That's what got me out of doing it. The different personalities. Shirley don't like Susan. Susan don't like Freddie. Freddie don't like this. And it's like, that's not what we even here for.
Yeah,
like, that's not what we here for. I can rock this stage by myself, y'all. So I was I walked away. So the fact that you stayed and persevered and said, I'm gonna conquer this, man, I got a lot of respect for you.
And then you bring out the best of someone too, because
it's all psychology. Really, when you think about it, I should have been a psychologist. I mean, it's really psychology, and at its core, most of it is just communication issues. People don't know how to talk to each other. Instead of going directly to him, I'd much rather tell you or him what I'm feeling about him, or what I don't like, or what you know what I'm saying?
Now them two talking about it on the side. Now I'm walking by.
A whole messy situation. It's just a bunch of cowards and people that don't talk. Why is there a problem with talking?
Wow. Well, and see, people, if you haven't seen it, please go on Netflix and watch Voice of Fire, because you see exactly what
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it. You haven't seen it. When I tell you first of all, I know it's hard for y'all to judge it because every singer, I did not hear a bad singer. And on top of that, I was hearing singers.
The face he made looked like it was a bad singer in the batch.
There were very few, but it was actually frustrating because I remember doing the score sheets. And like it would be 30 in a row where everybody was scoring. The max score was 100. 30 in a row where they were 98, 97, 99. They were killing me. And I was pissed because they were that good.
Well, it was one that was a country singer.
Yeah,
now I actually liked her, but it wouldn't flow with the choir.
So you had some of that, but I still judged them accordingly. It was like she was a country singer, she didn't fit for the choir, but I still gave her a 98 because she could sing. My dudes could sing, you know what I'm saying? But then there were a few that came in that took me out, and I was glad. Sometimes the camera was on me, other times, man, I was sliding down in between the pew.
Instead
of one who came in, they were from Woodstock or something. They had the little bongos, and they were like,
that was behind the scenes. That was about it. But it was so funny because, like, I mean, this just shows how versatile you are as far as in music, because you got up on stage and sung opera.
Yeah.
I'm like,
that was crazy.
And then
I gotta watch it. I gotta watch it.
Yeah.
I'm on it.
Get your fan on. I don't want you to burn up.
But you had some great singers on there. It was
about to cry.
I'm sorry. It was really dope seeing all these, like, again, it was singers. I'm like, damn, these great singers.
Yeah.
Like, it was I don't know names, but I think she was Filipino, and she killed it at the end.
Yes.
And I'm just like, even Pharrell's face was like,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
And so to make someone at his stature do that just shows again the opportunity that he provided with this show, and the opportunity that you did in bringing that out of him, because they struggled during auditions.
They did.
You brought it out of him, man. And yeah, I mean, we eventually got to do a part 2 with you, man.
Man,
we having too much fun. We having too much fun.
I come back anytime, man.
He drinking hella off camera, y'all. He got so many cups.
Shut up!
Do not believe him.
That heat. Remember when you talk about that heat? See, that's why. But Patrick, no, we truly appreciate you coming out, talking with the fellas here at our Smooth Club Podcast.
One more time.
Please, what can we do to continue to support, follow with your future stuff?
Y'all hit me up on www.patrickriddick.com. My Instagram, Patrick Riddick Live. My Facebook, Patrick Riddick Live. I definitely love responding. You know, y'all see a concert or something, y'all just come check your boy out and download the single, Jesus With Me by Patrick Riddick Divine Worship. I need that. I'm like right at the cusp of, I'm like at 102, getting ready to break the top 100 for Billboard Gospel Charts.
Oh,
I need that.
Let's get that.
Say it one more time.
Let's get him over.
Jesus Is With Me by Patrick Riddick and Divine Worship.
Yep.
It's definitely a great cut, palatable, something good for the summer. Anybody, even if you're not even a gospel music fan, you should really enjoy it. It's really good, really good.
He got his IG picture real sexy, yo.
He thought about that R&B, right? He thought about that R&B, right?
That's an R&B pose.
That's an R&B pose for the Lord. That's an R&B pose for the Lord. For the Lord. Man, we truly thank you. And again, we're not gonna cheers. We just go, hey, just gonna say, look, y'all tune in to another great episode of Arsenal Club. Again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Patrick Riddick. Please follow this man. Please follow Netflix star Voices of Fire. Check it out. And look, y'all enjoy the rest of your time here at the Arsenal Club Podcast. Be sure to tune in for another great episode. So we out.
Peace.